Look, to become a millionaire, you have to be consistent, and the best way to keep up consistency is with habits. So now I'm gonna go over the 4 most impactful habits that have helped me make $1 million. Number 1, change your environment. And this can be on a macro and a micro scale. On a macro scale, this is you moving from city to city. So for example, if you live in a small town, move to a bigger city. If you live in a small country, leave for a bigger country. And even if every single day you're working from your office, try to go to a cafe and switch up the environment you're in. Because your environment is going to change your habits. It's going to change the way you look at life, what you do on a day-to-day basis. This is something I love to do whenever I'm stuck within my work and I feel like I'm losing focus. I would just change where I work from, and then immediately things would just start to flow again. That's why you're more likely to start playing video games if you are working from your living room with an Xbox, with a TV, and just, with a couple of taps, boom, you're in a state where you can easily get dopamine and feel good. Or alternatively, you can change your environment, get rid of all of your distractions, so you're in an environment to work. This is actually something I did with my business partner. We moved into an empty apartment. We just have 2 beds, 2 desks, and we just go there to work. This is also a quick life hack, because if you're stuck with your work, just simply change your environment. You might be stuck in the same bad habits you have every single day. So if you're used to working from home, start working from a cafe. If you're used to working from a cafe, start working from home. This is going to allow you to reset all your focus, all your habits, to kind of like the default settings to where you can build new habits and actually be more productive. In the book Atomic Habits, the author also talks about how if you want to run more, have a habit of you placing your shoes right by your bed. So when in the morning you wake up, the first thing you think about is running. If you don't want to use your phone, get rid of your phone. Lock it up so you physically don't have it near you. That's going to prevent you from starting to use it. Your environments shape the access to different things in your life. So if you have something that's particularly distracting, get rid of it. Make the difficulty to access this thing a lot higher. If you want to do something on the flip side, lower the difficulty for accessing this thing. Number 2, read for strategy, take course for tactics. This is a bit more philosophical, and that's because fundamentally I don't think people know the difference between strategy and tactic. And this is actually, I have to give a shout out to my business partner. He taught me this. Strategies is the big picture, like where are you moving kind of things, whereas the tactics are kind of like the nitty-gritty details that help you get there. To give you a great example, I'm going to use basketball. Imagine a coach making a play. That is a strategy. Imagine you passing the ball and looking the other direction to fake out the guards. That's a tactic. Tactics are the smaller things in life. Strategy is the big picture stuff. And typically tactics are going to be rare to find, they're going to be more difficult to find. That's why you want to have very highly specialized courses for them. Whereas for reading, general direction questions, how to improve your life questions, you want to read because it's going to give you a different, large, broad ideas which you can utilize and, implement within your life. This per se isn't a habit, it's more of like a mindset trick you have to use. That's why I'm going to offset this with another 5th habit at the end as a bonus. So keep on watching. Number 3, saying no. Now, you've heard a lot of people say this, but you have to say no a lot of the times. You're going to have a lot of great opportunities that come around in life, but you do need to value and you need to realize which are the more valuable things. Because the smartest way to get things done is to get to the end result with the fewest actions in between. That's why you have to say no to things that don't matter. And getting in this habit early is going to help you be way more successful early on. Now, if you're just discovering yourself, if you're not sure what you want to do really, you have to say yes to a bunch of things and just take on opportunities. But as you start to get a grip of what you want to do and you start to get traction, start saying no to distractions and realize what's a distraction and what's going to get you closer to your end goal. And this is a question you need to ask yourself on a daily basis. Is the thing I'm doing right now, or is it this thing in my plan getting me closer to the goal or further away? Because if something is not getting you closer to your goal, you're actually moving further away from it. You're losing time, you're losing money and opportunity cost. Number 4, constantly enduring pain. Now, this kind of subscribes to the philosophy of doing the uncomfortable stuff, and it really is true. You have to be able to endure pain. So work out, try new things, and be in uncomfortable situations. If you're not particularly good in social, for example, events, go to those social events, and more importantly, go talk to other people. This is going to help you improve as a person. And also what's important, when you do these things, you need to figure out what are the questions you need to have. Because if you start the approach, you might realize, hey, how do I open a person? How do I start talking with a person? And how do I lead the conversation? Where do I take the conversations? What's even like my goal? And then all of a sudden you can go from you saying, hey, I don't know how to talk to people, to you being able to spark up a conversation with anyone. This also is going to build your stress tolerance later down in life, because the more money you make, the larger your income is, the more of a likelihood there is for you to have stress and for you to be in stressful situations. That's why starting early to constantly endure pain and push yourself to move forward and to get better is going to help you out no matter where you are in the journey. And number 5, the bonus one, is to avoid being poor. When I say poor, I don't mean that in a monetary sense. Being poor means having a scarcity mindset. Being poor means taking a look at everything in a skeptical way, not asking the right questions, not being curious, not being consistent, not taking advantage of those opportunities. That's what being poor is. If you're not constantly investing in yourself, if you're not trying to become better, if you're more importantly not giving it your all 100%, you have the poor mindset. And again, remember, the mindset you have is going to result in the end result of resources, if that's your metric of success, which you accumulate. The question you want to ask yourself on a daily basis is this a decision a poor person would make or a rich person would make? And then you can see the things you do on a daily basis, whether they make sense or not. Now with this, you can take this and apply this to any position you might want to be in. For example, if you want to become a firefighter, you can ask yourself, hey, would this be what a firefighter does on a daily basis, right? And this leads you down a path which builds a different identity. You want to distance yourself from the bad mentality, the bad identity, and move towards a greater, smarter, and more powerful identity for yourself. Now, if you found this video useful, I want you to do one thing. Share the positivity and share this with a friend who might find this useful. That way we can spread the knowledge, spread positivity, and ultimately they're going to thank you for it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and Rainus out.